and at techtimeradio.com.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, Nathan.
Hey, do you have low energy? Noticing your energy is lower than usual when you go to the gym? Get answers from the comfort of your own home with Let's Get Checked.
Ooh, I like that.
Low testosterone levels can cause fatigue and low energy levels that are linked to depression. Did you know that testosterone levels in men typically fall about 1% every year after the age 30 or 40? And low testosterone levels can cause fatigue and low energy levels that are linked to depression. Thanks to our sponsor, Let's Get Checked, you're covered. Let's Get Checked is an at-home testing company that makes it easy and confidential to check your hormone levels from the comfort of your home without visiting a clinic or healthcare professional. Here's how Let's Get Checked works. You simply go to their site, order your kit, and it arrives at your door in a small, discreet package. From there, you do a small finger prick and send the sample back to their labs with their prepaid shipping label. In 2 to 5 days, you'll get results, and a Let's Get Checked nurse will be available to discuss your results with you if you'd like their feedback. Once your results are available, they'll be reviewed by a physician and released into your online dashboard. If your results are outside the normal ranges, a member of Let's Get Checked nursing team will contact you to discuss your lab report. Let's Get Checked laboratories are CLIA approved, which is the highest ranking levels of accreditation. The company has performed over 2 million at-home tests. They keep your information and results confidential. Even better, our listeners will get 30% off their entire order with our special code. And of course, it is TechTime. Use the code TechTime at checkout when you visit letsgetchecked.com. Again, that's letsgetchecked.com, and enter the code TechTime at checkout to ensure you and your significant others are staying safe. People say puffiness and bags under the eyes are the hardest things to get rid of. Until now. Introducing Genucell, plant stem cell therapy specifically targeting eye puffiness and bags. Due to new technology, Genucell is an incredible, powerful natural serum, and with its immediate effects, is guaranteed to show results in as little as 12 hours, or your money back. That's right, users saw results in only 12 hours with a dramatic improvement in 2 weeks. A true Chamonix classic, Genucell for under-eye bags and puffiness contains 8 extra ingredients to significantly reduce the appearance of bags and puffiness. Plus, it uses patented plant stem cell technology to improve longevity and brilliant long-term results. Now you can try Genucell for under-eye bags absolutely risk-free. Say goodbye to puffiness and bags today. Go to lovegenucell.com right now and save over 60% off their most popular package. Enter my promo code TECH10, TECH10. for an extra 10% off your order. That's right, 10% off your order. LoveGenucell.com is waiting for you. That's LoveGenucell.com.
Coming to you from the shores of the Pacific Northwest, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Dun, 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 dun. Don't you love that music? That's the music that gets you going, right? When we hear that music, we know we got like 30 seconds left to airtime.
Yeah, that's like my little country music background. Yeah,
there you go. Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology news of the week, the show for the common everyday person with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. I'm Nathan Mumm, and welcome to our show. We live stream during our show on YouTube, Twitch TV, Twitter, and Facebook. So visit us on techtimeradio.com to watch our live streams. Keep up with information and see how we rate our whiskey pick of the day. Tech Time is an hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. Where do you go for all your Tech Time information? Again, visit us at techtimeradio.com, and you can watch the live stream, sign up for our newsletter, listen and watch archives, purchase merchandise, and even ask us a technology question that we may air on the air. Just click on the Be a Caller and type in your question there. Or you can always go out to Twitterverse and hashtag TechTime Radio, and we'll respond during the show. All right, David, let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
Today on Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, this is a new year, and we have some very important information to announce. Starting January 11th, we will be expanding our show to Kixie AM 880 as our new home for Tech Time with Nathan Mumm.
And the home of Gonzaga basketball.
That's right. So we're really excited about that, but don't you worry, because we will still be on KKNW AM 1150 Saturdays from 4 to 6 p.m. We'll still be on Thursdays mornings from 6 to 7 a.m., and our show is just moving so that we can kind of expand markets. We have a couple other announcements that we'll have in the upcoming weeks, and so our radio little show that we started in Studio 6, which was my little small office, is now growing. So we're gonna
how about that? We just put together a podcast and drink whiskey, and here we are.
And here we are. Well, that's what everybody thinks, but we all know that it's way more difficult than that, isn't it?
Well, we didn't know how much work it was going to be when we said, "Hey, let's do a podcast."
We did. We thought it would be really simple. You just, you just record on mics. It's really easy to do. To do all the intro music, to do everything else that you do, and produce a nice
and editing and all the liquor.
All the liquor that we've had. We have had a lot of liquor, though, haven't we?
We've had a lot. Yeah, we've had.
All right. On the show, that was David saying, let's keep on going. On the show, Elon Musk rejects his claims that his satellites are hogging up space. We have the end of Blackberry.
Oh, no.
Oh, but is it, though? So we're going to be talking about that. We have a significant blowback at the largest trade show of the year for major exhibitors backing out. We're going to be talking about.
What?
Yes, breaking news. Very interesting.
Way.
Yes, and it's kind of caused some issues there. And we got a preview of what to expect for CES 2022. So sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time Radio. Now, Mr. Gourdet, it's time to welcome you to the show. We always start off our show with the loaded question of the week, brought to you by Elderberry Boost. Get your Elderberry Boost today at elderberry-boost.com.
Woohoo.
All right. Elderberry Boost.
Elderberry Boost.
All right. What is a great place to host a wedding? Oh, Mr.
Really?
Med? There you go. That's your question.
This should be right up his alley.
That's right.
Yeah. A church?
A church is a good place?
Yeah, that's where we got married.
And how did that work out?
It went really well.
It went really well.
I think you were there.
I was there.
I think you were.
I was there. I was right next to you as the best man. I appreciate the honor. I had a great time being there.
Couldn't have asked for a better best man.
We did have a good time with our bachelor
especially with all the little bottles that you brought.
With all the little bottles of liquor that I brought.
The smuggled liquor in the pocket.
Did you tell your bride about that yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked about it.
What did she say?
She laughed.
She said, I brought a bunch of booze to make sure you're good to go.
I think they smuggled in some champagne, too.
Did they?
Yeah.
I think so. Okay. All right.
But yeah, church is a great place to have a wedding.
That makes sense.
Yeah. A beach in, Barbados or something. That might have been a really cool place.
That probably would have been pretty cool, too.
A vineyard, too. That's where my cousin got married.
Okay, a vineyard. All right.
Oh.
How about just the old Elks Club Lodge? You just go down there. You got the carpet of many different. No, that wouldn't work for you. Okay.
My starter marriage, I got married at the Justice of Peace. I don't recommend that.
Yeah. How well did that marriage work?
Well, I'm remarried,
okay.
So I don't think I need to.
Justice of the Peace, probably not the best of the top of the list.
Best, yeah.
All right. Okay. Well,
I had the flu too when I got married the first time.
It sucked. It should have been a sign.
That was a good sign from God there.
All right. Now let's get our episode started with our first segment, Top Stories in the First 5 Minutes. This brings you the top technology stories we'll be talking about for weeks to come within the first 5 minutes of the show.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
So what's going on in the world this week?
All right, story number 1. CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, is ending a day earlier than expected.
What?
Yes, let's go to our correspondent in Las Vegas to hear what is happening with CES.
News from the Consumer Technology Association. The much anticipated CES convention here in Las Vegas will be ending a day early. The move to shorten the event comes as an additional COVID safety measure during rising cases around the country. Now, many exhibitors have moved to a virtual format this year, while over 2,200 exhibitors will still be here in person. CES will now just be 3 days long, starting January 5th and ending the 7th.
That's right. The show now ends on January 7th. Normally it would end on January 8th, so the big parties would be Friday night, and then everybody would come back midday Saturday and kind of put up the, what do you want to say, put up the reservations of, okay, we're leaving early here and
yeah.
pack up and get ready to go so that they're out. But now they are ending on Friday. So I guess all those big parties will be on Thursday, or probably not. Let's talk about what's happening,
There's still
though.
going to be parties on Friday.
CES has dropped the last day of the show for additional security measures with the fast surge of COVID-19.
Yep,
Over the last 2
buddy.
weeks, several large companies included BMW, Intel, AMD, GM, Google, T-Mobile, Amazon, and Microsoft, and the company formerly known as Facebook, whatever we want to call them today, Meta, whatever we want to call them, have dropped their physical presence at the conference. It's the largest tech conference globally, which typically pulls in more than 10,000 people each year. Many exhibitors are now asking for refunds as the big tent poles are pulling out, and that significantly impacts the expected attendance.
Yeah, well, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
If you're
that's a
going-
big
if you're
deal.
Going, you want to go with all the big boys.
You
right?
do, right? But don't you worry, we have CES covered both on-site and virtually this year for TechTime Radio, and we'll get our TechTime Best of the Best from CES after the show concludes.
Yep.
So we have Phil Hennessy. You know Phil.
Yep.
He's going to be our correspondent for TechTime Radio
he
there
going?
at the show itself.
cool.
Yep. And I have already
deal.
signed up, and we got tons of people that will be doing virtual.
I know you're going to be hanging out doing virtual
Oh,
stuff. all
I got
weekend.
literally like 3 days just packed to back to back of new people because I want to get the best of the best for our show to be on. All right, rest in peace, BlackBerry devices. I loved my BlackBerry. This was the only device that I could actually type on. With the BlackBerry device, you could type, and
That's because it had buttons.
yeah, it had the buttons that you would have. It was just perfectly designed. You could type in, and everything actually looked good. You know, since then,
It's
I said, forget it. I'm just going to put down whatever word comes on up on my Apple device, and if it makes sense, great. If it doesn't, best of luck to you.
Wow,
All right.
autocorrect is your friend, isn't
No,
it?
it doesn't, because autocorrects is bad stuff and stuff that's inappropriate.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, it's your buddy.
That's right. Okay. As of January 4th, any phone or tablet running BlackBerry's own software, that's BlackBerry 7.1 or earlier, BlackBerry 10, or the tablet's operating system BlackBerry Playbook, which was never a success, will no longer reliably function. Says the company, whether on Wi-Fi or cellular, there will be no guarantee that you can make phone calls, send text messages, use data, establish an SMS connection, or even call 911.
All right, yeah, that's awesome.
That sounds pretty darn dead to me, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like it died.
All right. BlackBerry, though, has
Make a
tried to
buy.
reboot itself in 2013 with a new operating system called BlackBerry 10, which failed. And in 2015, switched to a new Android device, which
failed.
That's right. Then in 2016, it started licensing its brand of third-party manufacturers to TCL. And a Texas firm called Onward Mobility said that it will be making a 5G Android BlackBerry device that will be fully released in 2021. Guess what?
It's gonna fail.
Onward Mobility hasn't shared any news updates on its website since January 2021.
For a whole year, huh?
Yeah, so guess what happened? That
failed.
also failed. That's right. Rest in peace, BlackBerry. You were the only phone that I could type on correctly. And since I've
know
given
that-
you up, my legible sentences on my cell phone no longer exist.
That sort of indicates that you know how to spell stuff.
I did, and the
Okay.
BlackBerry was pretty nice back in the day. Now it's just when I send you a text message, you're like half the time it's like, let me see.
Well, it's like
it.
reading your scripts.
Yeah, so, there you go. All right, you're up on the next story.
Yeah.
Here you go.
That's story number 3. Riot Games agrees to pay $100 million
Yep.
in a discrimination case.
Okay.
This is the studio best known for League of Legends. I don't know if you've ever played that. I've
played it a little
once
bit.
or twice. I'm not a big fan.
I didn't quite get into it. I wasn't good enough.
I'm not. That's not my favorite. So,
Okay.
but it has agreed to pay $100 million to settle a 2018 class action gender discrimination case. It's going to remedy violations against approximately 1,065 women employees and 1,300 women contract workers, based on a bro economy that this is sort of a normal thing. This happened to a lot of these companies.
Where they had the bro code and
They had a bro culture, and one of the things they got in trouble for was objectifying their female employees with something similar to how Facebook started.
I know, isn't that amazing? Because we've said that all the time, right?
Yep.
Because Facebook started with a rating system, right?
Right.
And now all of a sudden we just are like, oh, that's great. Yeah, I guess the company had a hottest women's employees list that they kept and distributed around. That's probably not great in any time of life, let alone in 2018 when you should be busy doing games and
a lot of people will say that's just boys being boys, but it's dumb stuff.
It is.
So they engaged in this systemic sex discrimination and harassment for several years until it was brought to trial in 2018. Riot Games has said that has fixed the company culture.
Well, I'm not
sure how that works.
I hope they have. I hope they got rid of the bad actors and brought in people that can be more respectful and spend time doing work
instead of partying.
Yep. Just focus on your work, and then you don't have to worry about everything else ancillary. That's. I had a manager tell me that once. If you want to be successful in life, focus on your work, and don't do any of the other extracurricular stuff, and you will be successful at Microsoft.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
It does. It was a very simple. James Harbin was the guy that told me that. And it was a very simple, easy deal, and I was like, yeah, that made complete sense.
Yeah, so stop partying
and just do your work.
Maybe that's well, I don't know, because I went to college and focused on college.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to get out of college because I was busy focusing on all kinds of
other stuff.
No.
Oh, just college.
I never partied. I wasn't, but I was taking so many classes and because I had interests in all over the place.
Yeah.
I took archaeology classes and chemistry courses and things like that. And it took me a long time before I settled on my
psychology or
forensic psychology.
Okay, perfect. All right, story number 4. Elon Musk rejects claims that his satellites are hogging up space.
Oh, no way.
I like Musk though. So I mean, he's just as bad as every one of these people that we talk about. But I like his. He's just got
he's a little disconnected from the real world.
He
just like
he
Jeff
sends like weird emails to faculty and members of his businesses at 2 a.m. He's just he's one of these guys. All right. Elon Musk has rejected the claims that Starlink satellite internet project is taking up too much room in space. Tens of billions of satellites can be accommodated in Earth's orbit, he told the Financial Times. His comments came after a claim by the head of the European Space Agency, ESA, that Mr. Musk was making the rules for the emerging commercial space industry himself. This week, China complained that a space station was forced to avoid collision with Starlink satellites after they just destroyed their own satellites and
blew up their own stuff.
Caused issues 3 weeks ago to our satellite space. Okay, whatever. Space is just extremely enormous, and satellites are very tiny, Mr. Musk said in the interview. Mr. Musk pushed back and suggested that his Starlink internet service project was effectively obstructing the entry of competitors into the satellite market. This is not the same situation. We are not blocking people. A couple of 1,000 satellites is nothing. It's like, hey, there's a couple of thousands of cars on Earth. It's nothing, he added.
Yeah.
So he's trying to say that because he has thousands of satellites, it's equivalent to 1,000.
You ever watch that movie WALL-E?
Yes, I did.
That's a terrific commentary on human development right there.
There is going to be, whether he likes it or not, there's going to be too much up there.
Yeah, if you look at that, if you look at the satellite system around Earth from the WALL-E perspective, this is exactly what
that's what they're complaining about.
That's what they're complaining
All right. Well, Mike, we got through our top stories. If you want to learn more about these, please visit us online at techtimeradio.com or click on our episode section or blog to get even more details on the stories and features. Now it's time to get ready for our whiskey tasting at the break. But up next, we have Technology Insider segment where we're going to do a review of the CES, the largest trade show in the world. We'll have our first annual prediction show. We're excited about that. We're going to do some predictions here in this hour. And we will see if our predictions are correct. We'll have it at the last play for 2022 or see if we swing and miss and we did not make predictions. There should be some very interesting predictions, so we'll be taken care of. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll see you right after this. Hi, I'm Nathan Mumm, host of Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm on KKNW. Tech Time Radio's live show is Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can always check us on the web at techtimeradio.com. Our segmented stylized radio gives you the breaking news before it hits mainstream media. Join myself and Mike Corday as we'll make you laugh.
That's good. So, Hooked on Phonics worked for you, didn't it?
It did, just a little bit.
And learning something new in technology. Join us Saturdays, 4 to 6 p.m., and Thursdays from 6 to 7 a.m. The Technology Show for the everyday common person.
Hi, Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, the show that takes a positive, forward-looking approach to mid to late career transitions for Gen Xers and Boomers every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock Pacific. Whether you're looking to stay in the traditional workforce, do your own thing, or retire or semi-retire, Reigniting You is your source for career transition advice, inspiration, and insight for what's next in your career and life. Join me Wednesdays at 3 o'clock to get re-energized, recharged, and reignited.
Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. We just had our first whiskey tasting. Mike, during the break, we got to sample our whiskey and our pick of the day. Today, we have chosen the Bull Run Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in vermouth casks. Bull Run is a distillery and merchant bottler in Portland, Oregon, founded by Lee Meduff of 2010. He previously founded the House of Spirits Distillery in 2004, where he successfully created his own vodka and gin. Bull Run was opened with the goal to produce Oregon malt whiskey, but has since expanded into the purpose of additional bottlings. What do you think of the taste?
That's good, and that's sweet vermouth cast, not dry vermouth.
It is sweet, right? So it's got a little bit of a cherry, vanilla notes that are kind of reminiscing here. I've enjoyed it already as we started the show.
It tastes good.
It tastes good, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll see if it stands up to the hour test.
The setting test of letting it kind of breathe a little bit. I think it will. This is the whiskey that you have if you're on your ranch. And you ever see that TV show Yellowstone?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I could see them absolutely. This is what Beth is doing on the porch. She's sitting back, making sure all of her little minions are working correctly, and she's sipping this and enjoying the beautiful sunset go down.
Okay.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I think you put a little bit too much thought into that. But hey,
that just came right off the top of the head. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, no, I
All
don't
right.
think so.
we are now about to look at the Consumer Electronics Show CES preview of what it's going to be like in Las Vegas. We talked about this earlier on the show, and now we're going to get ready to start it in our next segment.
Welcome to Technology Insider. We get the information directly from the source.
All right, what to expect at CES 2022, the world's most anticipated electronics show must go on, but it's going to look a little different this right. It's only 3 days. It's going to have a new sprawling halls at the Las Vegas Convention Center that will be specifically designed for automotive exhibitors like GM, BMW, and Hyundai. But as the cases zoomed across Christmas with COVID, we've had, again, the Goliaths like Microsoft, Amazon now, Facebook, Google have all dropped out. But CES 2022 is very much still happening. The majority of exhibitors will remain, and even more companies that have canceled their personal booths will still show off new wares from afar. As usual, we'll be covering it all with a small contingent on the ground and an army of remote reporters for our Tech Time Best of Best from CES. So here's a pick of what to come. Computing. CES is easily one of the biggest trade shows for computing each year. With NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD all set for show-stopping press conferences, the big three are all hotly rumored to launch the next generation of processors and graphics. And enthusiasts will be ear-listening for the update on the chip shortage and any new processors. You can expect laptop manufacturers to show up in full force. We typically see dozens of laptops, gaming laptops announced at CES from the likes of Dell, Asus, HP, and Lenovo, and more, all updated with the latest internals and the flashiest design. If you're lucky and you saved your money through the holidays, all of the top-line laptops will drop in price with the new releases, making February the time to purchase that year-old model.
Yeah,
we kind of talked about
TVs.
That's right, TVs and computers. On the audiovisual front, very little is back to normal, but for the majority of manufacturers, it's the return to the basics. TVs and soundbars are all the jazz. More to the point, if you can focus on the specials of LG, Samsung, Sony, and TCL pushing their ecosystems further than ever before, aiming to make things work together better than ever. On the technical side, there's a lot of buzz around the Quantum Dot OLED, or QD OLED. As the name suggests, it's a hybrid technology that supposedly takes the best qualities of OLED TVs, which are super thin, perfect blacks, infinity contrast, and lifelike colors, and then adds better brightness and a much reduced risk of image burn-in. Mm-hmm. If it lives up to expectation, this could be a big deal because brightness and the burn-in are the only attributes where the QLED TVs have an advantage over OLED. Now, if you notice, the new Nintendo handheld came out with an OLED screen for the Switch.
Right.
And the reason is because they could really get that brightness in there. If this new technology takes place, which I'm sure it's going to be taking place because all of the 3 manufacturers are doing it.
They gotta be careful though, because it's starting to look too artificially bright.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I spent Christmas with my new in-laws, and they have one of these brand new TVs that are super bright. And we were watching old movies, and they looked wrong.
They're like bad,
Yeah.
horrible, because you see the
the
faded colors in there.
No, it wasn't horrible. It was because everything was so bright, it looked artificial.
Didn't it look like
Yeah,
more like
so
a
it
video
didn't-
game than
yeah.
a movie?
And it may be just because I was looking at something and trying to compare it to what it should have looked
So that
like
happens
in
all the
my
time.
memory.
That is a problem with them. They are making
But they
stuff
look-
so crystal clear and overemphasizing and coming up with augmented background coloring and different
Right.
items that it actually takes.
So it looks artificial.
Yep. All right, now talk about smart homes. CES tends to be the ground zero for smart home products. If it's connected, innovative, and cool, you'll probably see it somewhere on the showroom floor. This year, there seems to be a particular focus on privacy-focused devices that protect your data that have been nicknamed the Meta Smashers.
I wonder if that has anything to do with Meta.
Yes, exactly what it
company.
means. Yes, that's exactly. So the new nickname is called Meta Smashers. Essentially, that's to help your Facebook and your Instagram and your WhatsApp stuff
From stealing your stuff.
being tracked back, as well as devices that protect your home. More devices than ever are being manufactured to protect the end user, whether it's the form of privacy shutters over your camera lens or white noise that stops unvisited listening from smart assistants.
Yep.
So they have this deal now where you can put a white noise device next to your Amazon Alexa, and it won't listen unless you specifically call out, so it doesn't record any of that information that's available here. Those are going to be at CES, and they expect to be one of the newest, hottest items that you can have in your house.
You know what's going to happen.
What's that?
If so many people get these devices and start smashing the information collection systems,
Yep.
They're going to start charging.
And we're going to have to start paying for
We're going to
Facebook,
start paying for Facebook.
which is then the subscription service, which everybody pays for their
It'll be
plus.
Facebook+.
That's right, exactly. You can also expect to see an array of different smart robots, vacuums, robots, and mops, as well as baby-focused device to help new parents eke out a few more minutes of sleep.
Yeah, we did one of those reviews last year, remember?
We did. So the baby market has been booming for technology inventors in the last year itself. So with COVID, I think people were at home a little bit, and I think that they were thinking about how to come up with creative ideas for all the new young ones that are being born.
Of course.
All right, gaming. Rows of gaming laptops displayed with lids open and bright lights flashing. When it comes to video games, CES is usually the week to watch for these which want to set up and soup up your systems. The show is filled with PC accessories, keyboards, and headsets. You can expect more of this year, but like with a bigger emphasis on monitors so you can see better current generation consoles and the latest suite of graphic video cards. We started seeing these at CES 2020, but companies should be out in full force this year for the affordable displays that can hit 4K resolution at higher refresh rates so that one-shot kill can happen in quicker time than ever.
Yeah.
But that's not what you should expect this year. The video gaming world is not all that you should expect this year. The video gaming world is currently awash with a sea of technology innovation and buzzwords. We expect to see companies build off the Steam Deck with the handheld computers that you can run your PC library in. Now, Steam Deck still hasn't come out yet.
Right.
It was pushed out and delayed. I have an order for one of those to come in once it's here. We'll
I
bring
know.
we'll bring it on the show.
Yeah, I know.
But there's going to be a lot of competition. Now, if you want to do a drinking game at CES, the buzzwords this year are going to be metaverse and blockchain. Almost every exhibit has submitted press material that has the words either metaverse or blockchain in their first opening paragraph.
So human.
So that's like our thing is going to be blockchain enabled or our metaverse.
So
All
you're
right.
gonna be smashed.
Well, I'm not going to play the drinking game.
Okay.
Not even with screwball whiskey?
No, not even with screwball. I mean, that would be the whiskey to do it in, but no, I would.
Yeah.
I could not.
I got a new favorite though.
What's that?
I got Crown Royal Peach.
Oh, you told me that. Yeah,
that's delicious.
You're gonna have to bring in a bottle. We'll have to do a tasting of that.
tasting.
All right, mobile devices. CES has never been a big event for mobile. We're likely to see a bunch of 5G phones that are the usual suspects from TCL, HMD, and perhaps Motorola, but the phones themselves are less interesting than the general tend to make of what 5G is available at a lower price point for consumers. What's that?
That's just normal stuff, right?
The other big developments we're seeing at CES is more companies showing off their GNN charging accessories. That's the gallium nitrate chargers, which are able to deliver blazing fast charging speeds in a more compact charging brick. Essentially, this is the technology that Elon Musk has created with all of their Tesla batteries.
Right.
And now you're being able to purchase this themselves so you can charge your phone. Instead of the 30, 40 minutes, you can do it in like 3 minutes. So you plug it in, and that sucker gets hot,
and that's fun because 30 to 40 minutes is hugely fast. We forget that.
Yes,
because it used to take hours. It used to take hours.
Yeah,
to charge
remember the
your phone.
Nikite rechargeables? You'd have like the portable car, your RC car. It'd be like 8-hour charge for 15 minutes of playtime.
Yeah, so you had to have like 12 chargers running.
Yep.
And you would just switch out and switch out and switch out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now we're complaining about 40 minutes. So
I know.
We're going to get it down to 3 minutes, right?
That's what's driving people's attention spans to become that of a goldfish.
All right. Last but not least, also see a bunch of new foldable screens where devices will be noticeable screens that have less creases and more comfortable form factor. Everybody wants to fold their phone up like an origami deal now.
I don't get that.
You don't get that either?
No.
It's like the flip phone now with the screen.
It's awesome to watch. I mean, it's awesome when you see it happen.
Yep.
But that just means it's going to last like 2 weeks.
Like, no, they're making them now. If you get like some of the new devices, they actually come with like 5-year warranties that they say that you
really,
that you can bend back and forth, and they guarantee.
My phone doesn't even last 5 years. How is it? Why does it need a 5-year warning for the folding screen?
Well, that's you don't get it from Apple, but you get it from Samsung and the other companies that do it. All right. In case you haven't noticed, their signature whirl, the big event is now EVs are no longer a novelty for tech barons and environmentalists. Honda provided that they could afford Hyundai provided that they could have an affordable as an Ioniq 5. Mercedes proved that they could actually work with a luxury EQS, and Ford proved that they can work with their F-150 Lightning. So expect much more from CES regarding hybrids and cars. GM will unveil its all-electric Silverado, the clear competitor to the Ford F-150 Lightning. You'll also see prototypes from Chrysler, Hyundai, and the birth of the EV's own, known as the TOGG, out of Turkey. Have you seen this car?
No.
So this car is essentially all battery charger. It's like a Jeep on steroids. It is like half Transformer. So it's like a Jeep-type build, multi-purpose vehicle, and it's got stuff it's got trays you can do, like dinner tables you can have out there.
Okay.
When you open a door, you can move it around here. So it is like literally a real-life transformer of your vehicle.
This isn't the one that we were looking at the video where the car was in the ice field and it had like the wheels that would lift up and walk.
No, that's what NASA's working on.
Okay.
No, that was a NASA thing. All right. But self-driving cars are going to be a mainstay at CES. They'll also be out in force. You'll be actually able to use them from the airport to convention centers, and they will be available to pick up drivers at a cheaper and easier deployed time. CES is all about the ideas.
Say goodbye to Uber.
That's right. Well, we're going to talk about that. Right? CES is all about the ideas of great people in the events that create, sell, and mostly show off work and ideas to grow technology for us to each use each and every day. This is where inventors go to show their inventions. So this is essentially what CES really is when it gets down to the nuts and bolts of it. You got inventors.
This is a trade show.
Well, it's a trade show for technology, but this is where the inventors go with their crazy ideas. Most of the stuff never even makes it out to actually be produced. A lot of the ideas that go to CES from years to years to years never actually end up becoming a product. But the technology and the ideas... What's that?
Like the Steam Deck.
Like the Steam Deck so far, yeah, and other items. But essentially, this is where you get some of the brightest brains meeting with other bright brains to come up with new technology for us to use in our everyday lives.
Yeah.
That's why I love CES. I am really excited about all of the coverage that we got.
Yes, I know you get really this is
It's like Christmas right now.
Yeah, this is your Comic-Con.
Yes, it is. It is my Comic-Con. It is my PAX event. It is everything of a convention center to be
It's his opportunity to geek out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to need to take a break, but when we return, we're going to look at what we found on the web And this is going to be something spectacular, Mr. Gourdet. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but you better have your thinking cap on because this is going to be an episode that we put in the capsule to look at a later date to see how well you and I do. All right, I'm Nathan Mumm with TechTime Radio along with Mike Gourdet and David Brown behind the board. Please join us after the break.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you heard of Unidragon?
Are you serious? Of course I know who Unidragon is. That's the puzzle dude.
The true wooden puzzle company that you can get for all of your holiday shopping.
Get the owl.
If you could have one puzzle underneath the tree for Christmas or the holiday season, what would it be, Mike?
It would be a Unidragon puzzle.
That's right. And which Unidragon puzzle would it be for your household?
The owl.
Only get your true puzzle from Unidragon.com. They're the best, and they're the world's leader in wooden puzzles. Tech Time listeners, use promo code DRAGONTECH. Again, that's DRAGONTECH for a 10% discount code. Now's the time to go to Unidragon.com. Again, that's Unidragon.com. Don't be fooled by other imitation puzzle makers. Only get your true puzzle from Unidragon.com. They're the best, and they're the world's leader in wooden puzzles. They're no longer 3 sizes, Mike. Guess how many there are now?
They're 4 sizes.
That's right. They're 4 sizes. Make sure to visit techtimeradio.com/sponsors and click on the Order Now button to go directly to Unidragon. Our number one sponsor says thank you.
All right. Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Mike, how's that whiskey tasting?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still liking it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we are again sampling the Bull Run Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in vermouth casks. It has a soft, warm vanilla notes, expanding with a spicy mid-palate with ginger cloves, cherry, and the finishing of that silken honey that they put in the cask themselves. I'm really enjoying this. This is maybe a new go-to for me.
Mm.
So when I'm sitting on the outside porch at the Mumm complex, I can be sipping this and busy with a chore list of everything else I need to do.
You're running out of screwball, that's why.
That's right. All right. Well, now that we got our drinks out of the way, we are going to look to make some predictions for technology in 2022.
All right.
Are you ready, Mike?
Sure.
All right, let's start the segment.
What we found on the web.
All right, these are lists of predictions that people have made over the last 3 or 4 years regarding technology, and then some that I just threw up on my own. I think Nick Espinoza, one of our great correspondents, he actually did a prediction show also. Mm-hmm. And so I have a couple of his questions that I borrowed from him or stole, whatever you want to do with that. And then I got a bunch that I was creating myself, and boy, I went down some tangents here. So we're going to see how you do here.
No way.
Yeah, that's how we always do it. So the first thing we're going to be kind of focusing on is in gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mike, will you be able to buy an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 on the shelves of your local store in 2022?
Yes.
You think the answer is yes?
I think the answer is yes.
And why is that? It's been a year and they still can't get them on the shelves now.
That's true.
Okay.
And part of that is due to the distribution chain problem.
Yep.
But I don't think they're going to I think they're going to do everything they possibly can to make sure that that can happen, because I'm sure, and I don't know this.
They're going to need to. Otherwise, this whole generation and those consoles are going to end up becoming obsolete, and they'll come out with a new console that has the ability to hit the masses.
Right. And I don't know how much of their profit margin is based on physical sales from
normally it's not a whole lot, right? So normally the only company that makes money off that is Nintendo. But I'll tell you, Nintendo now has an 87% share of the market. They were like down in the 20s and 30s, and with everything that's happened now, they have the largest market share that they've ever had since the Nintendo Entertainment System regarding people that own at least one of their Nintendo Switch devices or a Wii that they have.
I used to have all the Nintendo stuff until the Switch came out. Then I dropped off the NES stuff.
Okay. All right. So that is your prediction.
Yeah.
My prediction is going to be no. I do not think that they will still have. I think the chip shortage will cause issues. I think you'll still have to go and buy them on eBay and black market locations, and I don't think it will make it out there. So I'm going to go.
Well, that's a bummer.
I know.
That's where I usually buy my consoles. So I won't be having a console.
Right.
But I just got married, so it doesn't matter.
You don't have a console for a while anyways.
Yeah,
all right. Will VR be in 50% of the U.S. homes for 2022? Currently, VR is in less than 10%. It's about 8% in the homes in the United States. Will it be at 50% in U.S. homes at the end of 2022?
No.
No. Okay. All right. I say no, too. I don't think it'll be quite that grasping
I think it might get up to around 18 to 20%, maybe.
Okay.
But I don't think it'll be in 50%.
All right.
It's not a necessary thing like your television or your computer. So
okay.
I think it's going to still be mostly on the kind of cool thing to have market.
All right, here's the next question. Will virtual reality dating or social mingling become a standard? So right now you have all these apps that you can have on your phone.
No.
You don't think it'll become a standard?
No.
Okay. Do you think there'll even be a leader in virtual reality dating and social mingling?
I'm sure there's going to be VR dating sites that are popping up all over the place, but again, that means that you will have to have a VR setup at home.
Correct.
So even with COVID the way it is and how it keeps shutting everything down and doing a lot of Zoom is the quickest, easiest way to do that.
Correct.
So, having a VR system and looking for other people with VR systems will be,
not quite there yet. Okay, that's in the game. We're going to go to business next. Business. Will trade shows come back as a way of meeting for businesses as they did pre-COVID-19?
Maybe not this year.
So you don't think in 2022?
No.
Okay. I agree with you. I say no. With the CES fallout that had just happened, CES was to be the standard.
Right.
And when you have these big companies pulling on out with 2 weeks to go that are the big boys that are supposed to be there, I think trade shows are just not quite ready to do that. I think they'll have smaller ones, but I don't think the big trade shows will be back at the level it was.
Right. I think that'll happen later on.
Okay.
Maybe not this coming year.
All right. Will cryptocurrency be accepted as legal tender at local businesses?
No.
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 So this is a big trending item right now where people are actually thinking that they will. There's a bunch of companies that are coming on out with like cryptocurrency versions of credit cards where they're actually going to have it so that you would have your crypto on there and then you could just take it on in and transfer it into small businesses.
It's not a stable enough thing for it to become a common usage item.
All right, so my follow-up question, will it replace credit cards in your local small businesses? Was probably going to be a no for you also?
No.
Okay, and I will agree with you on no on that also. All right, I got two more, and then we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
I'm not. So I'm not gonna do this one. I'm not gonna do that.
Come on.
No. So here's my next question I have for you. I got that saved up for a little bit. We're gonna talk about space. Okay.
I like space.
Will cyber threats be a concern for us in space?
Of course.
Okay. So Nick Espinosa went off on this quite a bit on his predictions.
Did he?
Yes, he did. So he really thinks that we're going to get hacked in space all over. Where you're going to have people flying satellites like little drones back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because most of the satellites are 1970s, 1980 technology that are just floating around up there.
Right. But with the advent of like Elon's Starlink thing going on and how it's upgraded technology, you're definitely going to have people hacking into stuff all the time.
Okay. All right.
So Elon needs to make sure he has a very good...
So are we going to have a big announcement during TechTime Radio that there has been a cyber threat that has happened to space in 2022?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. I think that we will also. So I think I'll agree with you on that. I think
it'll be a small one.
I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty big. I think you're going to have some geeky people driving around a bunch of satellites and bashing them into each other in space, kind of like a little go-kart track.
Well, I think space is a little too big for that.
I don't know
yet, but they may be able to move them out of orbit or cause them to crash.
Yeah, you could do a little.
I don't think
missile command.
They'll start coming down. Be doing
beep,
bumper
beep,
cars.
Beep, beep, beep. They'll start coming down to Earth and we'll have to shoot them.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the next question: will ESA or NASA try to divert an asteroid out of orbit? So I watched the Don't Look Up on Netflix, the show that was all about this asteroid that was coming down to Earth and was going to destroy stuff. Do you think that NASA or ESA will have to divert an asteroid out of orbit?
No.
No? I actually am going to disagree with you, and I say yes.
You think they're going to have You think, okay, are they going to do this because they have to do it, or are they going to do it because they're trying to figure out if they can do it?
Well, so just try to divert, and I actually think they're going to do it for testing purposes.
Well,
I don't think that we're going to have a impact and the world is going to end type of scenario, but I think they're actually going to spend
that would really put a damper on all the other predictions we're trying to make.
It wouldn't be.
So,
July or August comes around and we're like, well, we can't go back to do our
2022.
You thought 2021
21 sucked.
That's right. All right.
Yeah, we got cryptocurrency all over the place, but nobody's alive because the world blew up.
Will a major airline build planes that uses sunlight for fuel?
No.
I'm
sure they're working on it, but I don't think they're going to have I
disagree with you. I say yes, they will. I will absolutely go the major airline. There will be a major airline that will be building planes that uses sunlight as fuel. Do you agree with that, David, or not? No, David's like, heck no. He's with Mike. Okay, how about a 3D printed rocket to send people into space? Everything
that I can say probably, yeah.
You say yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got 3D printed houses, right?
Yeah, we got 3D printed everything. So somebody's probably going to try and 3D print a rocket.
So I know of. So that one I actually kind of stole because I actually read an article where someone's actually working on that right now.
Yeah.
The same individual that is in trouble for all of his trash that he has up there.
Elon
is working on a 3D printed rocket.
That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll be able to do it in 2022.
Well, that's
my prediction is that he maybe by the end of 2022 he'll have a testable rocket.
A testable rocket. So you don't think it'll be launching up to space yet?
I don't think he'll be sending people into space with it because he's still got bugs to work out with all the other systems that he's got going on.
Let's stick another person on there. They all want to go to space. Right?
Yeah, let's just do it. Who cares?
It's just like a bunch of Legos, putting it together, and you just melt them together, and boom, it's ready to go. All
right. How about a gaming question, really quick?
Okay.
Are you getting a Madden 22 game this year?
Am I getting a Madden?
See, that's what David cares about.
Yeah, so I already have my current Madden game that I'm playing. I've already finished it, and I've already got all my. They have the NFTs are coming out in that now too. So essentially, your Ultimate Team editions are now becoming NFTized. So it's going to be a very interesting era. We're talking about NFTs a little bit later. So
by the way, rest in peace, John Madden.
Yes, he did. Isn't that was kind of an interesting deal? His special comes on out Christmas Day, and then just a couple days later, he passes away.
Yeah, well, Betty White died yesterday.
I know that's kind of. She was so close to hitting 100. I had a grandmother that lived to be 99 years old, also.
Yeah,
and she was kicking and screaming all the way up until her last breath. I mean, she was active and busy, and
I know.
She was still driving.
I know.
She was bouncing off guardrails here and there, but hey, she was out there driving.
Yeah, my wife's family is like that. My whole family's dies in their 70s, so
so you don't have nothing to worry about.
I mean,
all right, well that ends our segment. We'll continue more of the predictions for 2022 on our next show, so make sure to tune into that. Of course, you can always see that at techtimeradio.com. When we return, we have Mike's mesmerizing moment brought to us by StoriCoffee and Pick of the Day. This has been a great first hour. We are excited to have you guys a part, and we're going to enjoy a little whiskey on the side during this commercial break. Hey, Mike.
What?
Have you heard of elderberry?
Only in reference to a Monty Python movie.
Well, let me tell you, Elderberry Boost. Again, that's elderberry-boost.com.
Elderberry Boost.
Yes, Mike, that's Elderberry Boost.
You can choose organic Elderberry Boost, that 8-ounce size. That's available on sale right now at $11.99. But you're listening here right now on TechTime Radio, so you need to go to Elderberry. That's ELDERBERRY-boost.com and get some today.
Elderberry Boost.
Elderberry is an all-natural organic immune system booster and antiviral. Elderberry is known to actively fight against viruses, including colds and the flu. It also works as a natural remedy for allergies, cancer, digestion, heart disease, high cholesterol, headache, toothache, weight loss, and reduced inflammation.
It's a natural and healthy diuretic and has many antiviral properties. While it is famous for fighting the flu, it is effective for any illness.
Elderberry Boost was created to provide a quality organic elderberry to their customers. After searching years ago for a perfect elderberry syrup, none could be found, so they essentially created their own homemade recipe.
If you would like to get 15% off your first order of Elderberry Boost, just put in the discount code TechTime at checkout.
Again, that's elderberry-boost.com.
Elderberry Boost.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you ever heard of Unidragon.com?
Have I ever heard of Unidragon.com?
Yes, Unidragon.com.
Why, yes, I have heard of Unidragon.com. That's the puzzle dude.
The puzzle dude, that's correct. He has tons of puzzles, and of course, he is the best and original
wooden puzzles.
You have owls.
Guess what is the number one best-selling puzzle?
The owl.
Do you think you had anything to do with that?
No, everybody loves owls.
Well, right now, you can get 40% off in stock if you go to unidragon.com/products/enchanting owl. You need to make sure you get yours today. Now, they also have 2 to 6 days for shipping. You can domestically ship within the United States. They have a great customer support. If you ever have any questions regarding your puzzle, except for how to put it together, you can email them at care@unidragon.com. If you want to get 10% off, you can use our code DRAGONTECH. Again, that's Dragon, DRAGON, Tech, TECH, for a 10% off discounts. Now, if you want the original, go to unidragon.com. Beware of fakes. Only get your wooden puzzles at unidragon.com.
Get them all.
All right, welcome back to Tech Time. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. Mike, during the break, what did you think of this whiskey? It's our Bull Run Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
That's good.
It had a little bit of a kick, didn't it?
I got a mouthful of kick there.
You did. All right. Well, you know what? Now we're going to go into our segment that highlights each of our shows. This is brought to us by StoriCoffee. And, of course, it's Mike's Mesmerizing Moment. This is Mike's Mesmerizing Moment, presented by StoriCoffee. Visit StoriCoffee.com. All right, what's the New Year's coming?
Yeah, so what's you have a question.
Yeah, well, what's your New Year's resolution?
I don't do New Year's resolutions.
You don't do New Year's resolutions?
No.
Why is that?
Because I don't think they're effective.
Okay.
See, most people who make New Year's it's a nice thing. It's this great sort of idea, right? To start the new year with a clean slate.
I'm gonna lose 30 pounds. That's my goal.
Yeah. But what happens usually is a New Year's resolution, I think, usually lasts about 15 days before people stop going for this. Yeah, and there's a lot of reasons for that. One of them is that we tend to overestimate what we want.
Okay.
So if you say, I want to lose 30 pounds, what you do is you think, oh, that's a really cool goal, but you don't realize the hard work that has to go into that, right? I already know I have to lose weight because I got married and I have wedding weight now, so I'm going to be losing that. But I already know what it's going to take to do that, and that's part of my normal routine. So it's going to be easier for me to do it. It's not a resolution.
Okay.
Right? So we tend to overestimate what we're doing. The second reason is what we create pain in our brain when we do these kind of things.
Okay.
Okay.
And how do we create the pain?
And this is a little complicated, but here's what happens.
Okay.
So when you set a goal,
say
I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 2 months or whatever it is, part of your brain already goes there and says, I got that goal.
Okay.
Because that's that forward. Your brain is like a time traveling machine. It like tries to hang out in the future and the past.
Okay.
So there's a piece of your brain that says, I've already made that goal. And then the other part of your brain that says, well, no, we're not there yet, is going, we're not there yet. So those two pieces of the brain cause what's called cognitive dissonance.
Okay.
It's basically two independent, conflicting belief systems. So part of your brain is saying, because we've thought of that goal.
Yep.
We've created that goal.
Okay.
And then the other part of your brain is saying no. So it creates
So
friction.
you don't see. So the gist of this is you don't like New Year's resolutions.
No.
Well, that's what. Okay.
That's not the gist.
Okay.
Well, thanks for oversimplifying my whole explanation.
So I love them because it gives me a brand new ability to create this opportunity.
Yeah. How many resolutions do you resolve in the coming year?
Normally 0.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
But at least I feel like, hey, it's day one right now.
I'm saying.
I'm 100% on my weight loss.
Yeah, it's a great little thing to bring in the new year in.
Yeah.
But typically speaking, New Year's resolutions don't last through February. They don't even go into February.
All right. Okay.
So that's why I don't set them.
Way to kill my excitement there. Thank you very much. Well, did you know that January 1st...
Get over it, dude.
That's right. January 1st, 1908. You know, it was the very first day the ball was dropped in the New York Times Square.
Yeah,
1908.
1908.
All right. Well, now we need to move to our pick of the day. We had our Bull Run Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished. It is $38.50. It's 91.72 proof. So it's not 92. It's 91.72 proof.
That's pretty specific.
It is very specific. It is made of 65% corn, 25% rye, and 10% malted barley. Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down for Mr. Gourdet?
I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
You're going to give it a thumbs up? I am going to absolutely. I had some before we
No
even came
way.
into the studio. I'm going to
Yeah,
give it
you
a
always
thumbs up,
pre-test
too.
everything.
All right. Mike, we're just about out of time. We do have some good, important information. Starting January 11th, we will be expanding to Kixie AM 880 as our new home for TechTime Radio. Now, remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, mum's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.